It's the Chin Checkers podcast, all about the fight game with Mr. Get That Work and Hawk Von Dame. Grab your device of choice and tune in. You'll never know what topics gonna get it on the chin. Boxing, MMA, UFC as well. They discuss who got the win, who took the L, who won the belt, who pound for pound, who fell, who ready for war, who got next. Ring the bell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First time ever live.
Yeah.
This podcast on Blog Talk Radio. I'm Hawk Von Dame, and I'm here, Mr. Get That Work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
What's good, man? What a weekend, man.
Interesting. A very interesting weekend. A lot of things happened.
Let's get into it.
Well, before we get into that, did you see? Got your hat.
Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to run it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this ball.
Get Al Hammond.
Absolutely.
I
don't need Al Hammond.
Let me call Al Hammond.
I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss.
One night. Got you that. That was Yes, sir. Got your hat.
Y'all gotta take it easy, man.
Got your hat. Okay, got your hat.
Take it easy, man.
Got your hat.
Yo, the
So,
funny shit is Mayweather's been the constant professional his whole career.
right.
It took one YouTuber to make him lose his shit. Yo,
That's
it's like he went back to being in junior high and, someone take your snack and run away from you at the lunch table, bro.
yeah, and that's crazy because usually you get older, you get more calmer. I guess not. Maybe he's gonna be a grumpy old guy. Just going around kicking cats. I don't know. Like he really got bothered by that. He really got bothered. But I mean, I understand. After I seen what was underneath the hat, yeah, I wouldn't want to keep my hat on too if I came there looking like that. That was rough underneath there.
Yo, hold on. It's a pandemic though, man. I haven't had a hair. Actually, I just got somewhat of a haircut, 2 days ago for the first time in like maybe 2 years, man.
Yeah.
So, can't knock him, man. Can't knock. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, he's a billionaire. But.
Yeah, he should have took care of that. But I thought that was funny. Now I know that after seeing that, I guess they talked about it because I see, they had a little conference. I don't think this guy Logan has to lose all that weight now. I think they're just coming in at whatever weight they come in at. I don't think he's making him lose that weight. So this guy is going to be about 40 pounds, maybe 30 to 40 pounds heavier than Mayweather. How long do you think he lasts?
Till Mayweather decides to actually put the pressure on. As soon as he, has flashbacks of Jake grabbing his hat, Logan,
it's over.
It's over. Yo, hold on, Playboy. Now, you're a Mayweather fan.
Yeah.
I'm not so much.
Okay.
I think that shit was fake.
A part of me does. A part of me feels like it was a little stage. It looked like he hit him. I seen a video in slow-mo where it looked like he actually did hit him.
Yeah, I kind of seen that too.
But a part of me thinks it's fake. And it's a really weird reason. So after we get through this, I'll explain further why I think it was a little stage, but we could talk about it a little later.
Okay. So Now let's get back into the main event, man. The weekend. Canelo Alvarez versus. There's only one. Whatever. I don't know. He don't even deserve a song anymore. So nah, I don't think he ever deserved the song, and that wasn't his song to begin with. All right. So, what's your take on the weekend, man? How did you like the fights?
I liked all the fights, but you know, since everybody's focused on the main one right now, let's focus on that. I thought, you know, Canelo did exactly what I said before. If he chooses to beat a Hunter, let's see how long, you know, this guy could be on his bicycle, Saunders. And he hit him with some decent counters in the middle of, you know, couple of rounds. He hit him with some good counters. He hit him with some good sneak attacks. It didn't seem like it affected Canelo though. I feel like Canelo he perfected walking somebody down.
Power boxing, you call it, right?
Right. I think he perfected that. And he showed that night. He broke his face. I mean, what more can you say? You can't talk after that. After you get your face broken, you can't talk. What can you say?
Nah. Oh, man. So we got a bunch of followers, and I want to school them on how things work. Because I don't think this fight was even fucking close. I think if I gave Billy Saunders, I believe, the 5th round, you could argue maybe the 1st round and I think 6th or 7th. I can't remember which one it was. But truthfully, nah, bro. Shit wasn't close. The fight wasn't close at all. The judges kind of saw it my way. I don't know whoever was hosting this, whoever those commentators were, should never do this shit again. And I'm not for anyone to lose their money. I'm just calling for them to give them the money to us.
Right, yeah.
They call shit.
Yeah, the
fight was bullshit. Not the fight. The fight, I give Canelo a lot of credit, man. Not only did, like you say, he learned how to put pressure on someone. I'm not sure if I overrated Billy Saunders' boxing ability the same way how I overrated Parker's boxing ability last week. Because, like I said, I only gave him the 5th round.
Wow, that's it. Like you said before, it was possible that he won a couple of other rounds. I actually thought that he won the 1st, won the 5th, and the 6th. So I gave him about 3 rounds. But like I said, Canelo, you know, when he walks you down, everybody starts to retreat. And, you know, you would think Saunders, being a boxer that he is, fighting on the back foot wouldn't be too bad for him. At times he showed that, but not the whole fight. It was it looked bad. It looked like he didn't need to be in there.
So we got a lot of people that we're very active on social media.
Yeah.
Throughout the fight, I was checking out our followers, and while some people actually had Billy Saunders winning, the commentators had this fight a lot closer.
Right.
He himself said maybe you could give him the 1st round.
Yeah.
I believe he won the 5th. I'll give him that. That's not an opinion. I believe he won. Now you're talking about the 7th. Now here's where I want to explain to our followers where you're delusional. And I'm going to explain to you. In amateurs, a jab is just as good as a right hand. Not only that, in the amateurs, if you knock someone down, it's only a point. So you could tag someone up 1,000 times, but then drop them 10 seconds towards the end of the bell, but you still lost the round by a landslide because that knockdown is only 1 point. This is not fucking amateurs. This is pro fighting. This is the hurt game, you know? This is the hurt business.
Right.
I hear that effective boxing and wow, master skill footwork. No, he did not. He didn't have master footwork. He wasn't landing bombs. He was pity-patting, and a lot of the shots weren't landing. I don't know what you guys are watching. In order for a punch to land, you have to not hit his damn glove, his arm. you have to hit him in the face and usually some sweater. Damn, my fucking, I had an accident a little earlier. I shouldn't be playing with my neck.
Right. Yeah. You need to be careful, my brother.
My shit just hurt it. But yeah, fucking, you throwing a punch, you could see sweat beating off the guy's head.
Right.
A lot of them punches weren't landing. The judges saw it the way how I saw it, but now they got copy box numbers. So I want to go through them real quick. Just to see. We have it on our Twitter, and I want to give a shout out to the follower that sent it out. So I want to give a shout out to Max Boxing Chick. Good follower, great person. Actually, her family's going through something right now, so we want to send our prayers out to her. But so real quick, I want to show you just how delusional everyone thinks that where you think this fight was close. The first round, while Saunders is the more active throughout the whole fight. Alvarez landed 7 out of 13 punches. Saunders 5 out of 28. That's the first round.
Mm-hmm.
That one is debatable, but it's close.
Right.
It's a real close round. Now you got 11 for 28 Alvarez and 9 for 41. To me, you threw a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And Canelo was landing the bigger bombs, the more effective punches. So let's go to the third round. 9 for 19, while Billy went 5 for 28. The fourth round, 15 for 32, while this guy did 5 for 34. Now this is the round, the fifth round. 6 for 20 Alvarez, 11 out of 39 for Billy Saunders.
Right.
Next round, 8 for 29 Alvarez, 10 out of 41 for Billy Joe. So you could argue that those two rounds, the fifth and the sixth. Right. Plus, it looked like at that point he was starting to get in his groove and
a little bit. Yeah. He was looking comfortable. Yeah, hands down and everything. The swag that he usually does. He did the same thing in the Lemieux fight where he had his hand down and bob and weave and feint and catch you coming in and step to the side. He was looking like he was getting into his groove, but that was real short-lived, extremely short-lived.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about him sitting on the stool?
I've never had my eye socket broken. So, it reminds me of Triple G and Kell Brook, Earl Spence and Kell Brook, where that happened and Kell Brook took a knee in the fight against Earl, and I believe Triple G, they stop it. Same thing. That must be extremely painful. But if you want to be here as bad as you want to be here, if you're not fearful of this man, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you go out on your shield. Now, maybe that's a type of injury where if you do keep going, you can have further injuries as, maybe you lose an eye, maybe you lose, your sight. I don't know. I didn't look it up. But it must be an injury that hurts a lot because they don't seem to continue.
Yeah. Hold on, because now you're starting to dance the way Billy should have been dancing. So are you saying you're okay with him stopping on the stool?
No, it's never a good look. It's never a good look. But I don't know. I mean, if you're in that amount of pain, I don't know. Like, again, I don't know how painful it is. I just know whenever anybody gets their eye socket broken, we don't see them continue most of the time.
Let me ask you another question. Usually you're coming at me with the punches. Now I'm coming at you.
Go ahead. I'm ready. Let's go.
Now, you just said you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. You don't know how painful it is.
Right.
While most observers had the fight close,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even feel he was winning. I felt also the tide started to shift the 7th and the 8th where eventually he stops him, right?
Right.
But let me ask you this. Do you think he would have continued had he been blowing Canelo out 7-zip up on the scorecards?
Absolutely. 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 I think he would have. I think most people would.
Mm.
But again, so you think he would go out this way, knowing that he's losing? And I don't know. It's hard to. I wouldn't go out like that. If I wouldn't want to go out like that. I would, you know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're trying to say. I see the point. I don't know what to say, man. I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed.
I was too. I'm not gonna lie. To me, I was more disappointed with his performance. I thought Canelo boxed this fucking not box. Box is the wrong word. Like you said, walk them down.
Mm-hmm.
But Canelo did a fabulous job of just taking most of the pity packs away from him, walking him down, breaking him down to the body, and waiting to drop the bombs on him.
Right.
And broke him down. He literally broke his face.
Yeah.
He literally broke his face. So
you know, Canelo used, something that Billy Joe uses as an advantage, and he made it a disadvantage because Billy Joe likes to duck and go down, and when he did, he was getting hit with an uppercut. And Canelo was a great counterpuncher. It didn't look like he was a counterpuncher because he was putting on pressure, but if you look at how he fought, he was counterpunching, but it was with a lot of power. So whenever Billy Joe did something, he already had a plan on what he wanted to do. He go down, throwing the uppercut. He knew what to do. He knew what to do. Yeah, he had a plan. He had a plan, and it worked well.
I think mentally. Let me go back and look because I don't want to be a little off with what I'm saying, but I think he took his heart away. It might have been right after he started coming down with so the seventh, I want to say the seventh round is the round where you could argue that Billy started to feel himself.
Right.
I think Canelo took his heart away that very next round, dropping the bomb on him. Right. Not so much the pain. Mentally, you just went out there and fought the best round. You did well. Not sure if that was the round he started feeling all swaggy, but he did well. And Canelo just came and started loading the bombs on him. I'm not denying that he didn't get his face broken.
Right.
I'm saying he quit. I'm saying he quit because had he been up 7 rounds, he would have not sat on that stool. He would have not have sat on that stool. He felt the fight was too tough, and even though he did get his face broke, he quit. He quit. It ain't no way around it, man.
Well, he quit in a way that doesn't look as bad. And I say that because
what do you mean with them squeezing his eye and he's like, ow, my eye?
Well, I say that because we see some guys just, when the ref asks them the corner, they don't say anything, or they say no. Or what we've been seeing a lot lately in boxing, even on this card, we see people fake an injury. So he didn't do any one of those. His corner stopped it, recognized it, and was like, let me save you the trouble.
So let's get it. Yeah. So shout out to his corner for him not putting on an acting performance.
Right.
Let's get into the acting performance on the card, man.
Which guy was that? That was Aguilera and Sanchez. I think it was a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
It was looking competitive. It was looking good. And he got grazed on the back of the head, and he made a whole big episode about it. But it really looked like it was a shoulder injury because he kept holding his shoulder, if you noticed, and he didn't take his glove off. That's that arm.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. I think it was his shoulder that was bothering him, but he made a big deal about the back of the head, and it wasn't a clean shot. It was I don't even think the glove touched him. I think it was more like the forearm. It wasn't a clean shot, but he wanted to get out the fight. So we have guys doing that. We see what was that? Red Calf and Progress not too long ago on a Triller fight card. Guys are wanting to, they don't, they want to quit. They don't want to do it no more. They want to get out of there, fake an injury. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, man. This is for me, and watching that fight, man. A lot of the punches weren't necessarily directed towards the back of the head.
Right.
So I don't even understand him flipping out like that, because he complained at least 3 times about getting hit on the back of the head. Meanwhile, the guy was looping shots around his guard. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's not like he was directly intentionally tagging the guy on the back of the head. And a lot of the punches weren't egregiously behind the back of the head.
Wasn't clean. It wasn't.
Man.
It wasn't clean.
So yeah, we want to give an award to what was his name, Algeri?
No, Aguilera. I don't know the first name, but
it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're not tuning into your next fight, man. Could you imagine if you would have been the main event and you paid for that shit?
Oh yeah, wow.
That's why, shout out to we did our first interview, Dinner at the Round Table with John Chabal. Y'all need to check that out. Give him a follow.
Yeah, definitely.
Episode is gonna be coming out. It was a fire ass episode too, man.
Yeah, it was tough.
We were talking about golden ages of boxing and things like that, and I'm sure they were faking back then and all types of stuff, but we had guys, warriors, man. I remember Arturo Gotti breaking his hand in the ring and still fighting with the broken hand. And this ain't even the golden age of boxing. This is more our time because we're younger. So remember Vitaly Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis, where his fucking eyeball was falling on his head and he was still trying to get after him.
Yeah,
that's where we talked about men and club fighters. Respect to those guys that really come in there to be live dogs. Even if they don't have the talent to win the fight, they still come and bring it. You know what I mean?
Right. And you would think that that's something that something that would be in the back of their minds is that I don't want to quit no matter what, because I think Andre Ward has said many times. Boxing is 90% mental and 10% physical. And, like you said, those guys back then, warriors. They're going out and their mindset is, look, I can quit now and stop now because this, it hurts, it's painful, but how am I going to feel the next day if I do that? How am I going to feel the next day?
The legacy, man.
Exactly. So that was, to get back to that fight, disappointing that he went out like that.
See, it's a little weird though. My fault to cut you off. Work the fight, the co-main event with Soto and Tatanka, that guy. Yeah. yeah.
Okay, all right. So what did you think about that stoppage?
In a weird way, I want to see a guy go out on his shit.
As do I.
I see it.
As do I.
The problem with that, when I felt the fight was way too one-sided, even though he was alive, sometimes you got to save a guy from himself.
Right.
I don't mind that because he didn't quit. He actually kept throwing punches after the fight.
Yeah.
I respect that. My problem is more, maybe the ref shouldn't have done it at that point. Maybe he should have went to the corner and talked to the corner and maybe got their input, talked to the doctor. Because
that looks worse.
Fights.
That looks worse.
Really?
That looks worse.
No, I think you pay your corner to have your best interests or the doctor to look out after you. But he didn't quit. The stoppage was his hands as opposed to this fight. So how did you feel about the fight?
I actually thought, a part of me thought it was a good stoppage. He didn't stop it in a spot where maybe most people would feel comfortable about it, but I noticed why he stopped it. He stopped it because of how this guy looked when he was taking these power shots. And sometimes you can see when a fighter's eyes or their body language, how they're not taking something well. And who's to say if this fight went on 30 seconds longer or another round, maybe we could have been talking about something else.
Yeah.
So I seen his body language, how the last 5 or 10 seconds of that fight, how he was getting hit, and he wasn't responding particularly well to those shots. He was kind of just like, it was like slow motion for him. He was taking them, but it wasn't like he's taking them and moving forward. He was taking them like a couple more shots, then this guy might be brain dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the ref seen his body language and was like, he can't take no more. He didn't want to see no more. And I'm fine with that stoppage. It wasn't pretty, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I agree with that, man. That was a great way of pulling it, man. You know, fucking take him to school work. You gotta educate him sometimes. Sometimes you got, especially with some of these fans that are delusional. While it is the hurt game, at some point you do have to show a bit of mercy, especially in a situation where he was getting pretty much beat the whole fight. So he was active. Yeah, he was a live dog, but I really didn't have him winning that fight. And I agree with you, man. Now I want to ask you not to jump around back and forth, but let's go back to the Canelo performance. Pound for pound king or not?
Pound for pound king or not? Pound for pound king or not? I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say yes. I still need him to fight certain people. But right now, I'm going to say yes, based on performance in a fight. Maybe I don't always like who he chooses. Maybe I don't like the routes that he goes in his careers, but it's no denying the skill and the performance.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, yes, right now, I think he is pound for pound.
So did you get to watch the ending press conference?
Yes, I did.
So you saw the interaction with him and Boo Boo?
Yes, I did.
Oh shit. Yo,
yes, I did.
Just want to take a little pause to let everyone else take a look real quick.
Yeah. So
y'all look at it?
Yeah, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, we're gonna take a break. Y'all watch this and we get back into it.
Canelo.
So when can we get something going on?
Oh man. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Big fan.
Thank you.
What's up, though?
I know that.
When can we make it happen, yo? What do you think?
Man, you fight with me. Hey, you are a champion, but are you what?
Wait, you avoided that fight.
Hey, you fight with nobody, man. You won You won the belt with nobody.
Okay,
Man,
a lot of people
get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man. You are fighting.
Not the
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. What the fuck you? Yeah, don't talk to my dad like that. Hey, fuck you. We don't get this.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you up right now, motherfucker.
Come. Get out of here. Be a bitch.
Oh, look at this guy.
Fuck you. All right? You that tough?
Hey,
You that tough?
get the fuck out of here.
Watch your mouth, bro.
Hey,
There you go, guys, please.
What? Hey, what?
hey, you're a horrible fighter, man. You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter. Horrible fighter. Horrible fighter.
Beat me, bro.
All right. Yeah. Yo, what you think, man?
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, he talked like a little Mexican mob boss, right? El Chapo.
Yo.
Who have you beat? Yo, he was so dismissive, man. Yo, he was so disrespectful. The Pops wanted to fight, man.
Yeah.
The Pops came out ready to throw some blows.
Now, I told y'all before that Boo Boo's been chasing him for years. Now, let me ask you something. If you're Canelo, and this guy's been chasing you for years, he's undefeated, he's a champion, he's saying disrespectful thing after disrespectful thing, you got reporters asking you about him. would you fight him?
Well, wait, are you asking me if I'm Canelo or
If you're Canelo, would you have fought him?
to me, I'm doing the Mayweather, man. I'm fighting the biggest payday. When draw, I think I got the heart of a fighter, even though I don't never disrespect any fighters. Though I've trained in the gym, I never disrespect fighters. I'm not a fighter. I can't speak for you. I'm not in your shoes. But if you're asking me, I want to fight the best, but then I also want to get paid.
Right.
I'm going to get paid the most, but I'm also going to take on the most legit fighter, whether it be Charlo. I don't even think Triple G's even in this discussion anymore, or Boo Boo. So in my opinion, if you're asking me, whoever is going to bring me the most money, I'm taking on.
Okay. So,
but adding greatness, though, I don't want to. You taking some sucker that's going to make you pay. Nah, I'm not with that.
Okay. So the next fight probably Canelo's going to have, most likely, is going to be Caleb Plant. Do you think Caleb Plant is more difficult than Demetrius Andre? Because I honestly think Demetrius Andre is a more difficult fight, and he's a bigger payday. I think he has a bigger name, and he is on the zone. I think that's an easy fight to make. So I would fight him. I would fight him if I was Canelo. But the only negative is that he is a more difficult fight than Caleb Plant.
There we go. So as a fan, I don't want to see him get in there with Caleb Plant. I do not want to see that fight. I went back and looked at their record, and I don't have the notes in front of me, but I believe Caleb's got 21 wins, and I think 12 knockouts or something like that. So somewhere around there. I'm not too far. Boo Boo's got 30 wins or 31 wins. I think 12 or 13 knockouts, somewhere around there. Boo Boo's the way more exciting fighter, the more athletic fighter. Actually, if you're asking me, I think Canelo knocks out Plant in fucking 5 rounds. He doesn't move as well as Billy J.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to see him in there with fucking Plant, Saunders. No. I want to see him in there with Boo Boo or Charlo.
Yeah.
Those two. Anyone else is uncivilized. There's
one more other person.
Who am I missing? I'm bad.
Benavidez. Would you want to see him fight Benavidez? Benavidez is a monster.
Now I would put him last on the list. Yeah, I'll put him last on the list. Actually, I'm more of a fan of the Charlos. So I'm gonna demand it, because now I think we should start putting pressure on him.
Well,
demand he get it with Charlo.
We can't put pressure on him. His fans have to put pressure on him. Canelo fans have to put pressure on Canelo.
Yes, sir. Speak on work.
It is like I said. Either you're a fan of boxing or you're just a fan of a particular boxer. If you feel like your guy is the best and you have another guy calling him out, disrespecting him, tell your guy, yo, take care of this, my light work. Take care of him.
Light work.
Take care of him. You're gonna let this guy talk like that about you for years? Take care of him.
Who did you fight? Yeah. Fuck out of here. He was so disrespectful and dismissive, man. I love it. I love it. So I do see where you're coming from, and I think both of us would like to see that Andrade fight, Charlo fight. So I those are the two main ones that I want to go down. Right.
All right. I mean, it was a pretty it was a big weekend, but it was big because of who was fighting, but it wasn't a lot of action this week. What do you think about next week? We have Figueroa and Neri, lighter weight guys, but I think that's going to be a good matchup. That's on Showtime. That's not a pay-per-view either. So what do you think about those two guys getting it on.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know shit about them. I'm almost sure that if I look it up, I'll be able to see them. I know certain fighters by faces, but
Right.
in my head, I don't know. I don't know shit about these guys. So
Okay.
yeah, and we're live, so there's no editing that. Where you going with it?
I'm gonna go with Neri. I think he's up and coming. Figueroa is good, but I just feel a little more confident in Neri, his combination punching, and right now I think he is on a roll. So I'm gonna definitely go with him. I think that's what we have for boxing. I think MMA. I think there's a pay-per-view MMA next week as well. Oliveira and Chandler. I'm not too familiar with these guys, but I'm definitely going to watch that.
Oh yeah, I was actually watching the UFC. I was going back and forth with both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know these guys.
just have to make sure. They're good. They're good. But it should be it's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be an interesting fight, those two guys. Both boxing and UFC next week. So it's going to be good to watch.
Real quick, man, today's a special day. Today's Mother's Day. So I want to give say a little bit about my upbringing. Give a shout out to my mother, Evelyn Silva. Maybe I shouldn't have said your government on here, but yeah, I want to give you respect. So our upbringing was real rough, and you did the best you could, and that's all anyone could ever ask. Everyone has their own go through, their own traumas, their own life, but I can't say that my life was perfect, but you did the best you could. So it's perfect to me now as an adult. I love everything that we went through, and for all the mothers out there, while my mother and father got divorced early in life, my dad was around, but more of a weakened dad because of the divorce and things like that. So, not that it was easy or hard, or it was definitely a crazy life, but you did your absolute best, and I love you for that. So I want to give a shout out to all the mothers out there, especially my mother, and pass that off to you, Work.
Oh, thank you. Definitely ditto to everything you just said. Ditto. I did the early morning going down the list on my phone, mom, sister, grandmoms. I did it all, friends, but yeah, happy Mother's Day to all those who are mothers. And it's not an easy job being a mother. They have a very tough job. So being a mother, and it's hard to describe for us as men, where we can wrap our mind around it. We don't understand fully everything that you do and everything that you go through, and how you are the glue that keeps the house together. So shout out to all the moms out there. Shout out to all the moms.
Definitely. Well, all right, y'all, we're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all showing up. But before we leave, you can follow us on every platform. Be sure to like, subscribe, repost, help us grow. We appreciate the love and support from all our followers, and just help us get up there, And we also got an interview again. I want to give a shout out to John Saval, Dinner at the Round Table. We're gonna put a link in our description so you could catch that interview. That's our first interview,
Check that out.
Yeah, definitely. So we out of here, Work?
Yeah, we out of here, my brother.
Later, Playboy.
Yeah.
Got your hat. I'm sorry.